Hello and welcome back to Market TV Show. Boy, today was such a big day today. A lot happened. Big moves today. Today, SPY or S&P 500 gapped up with the rest of the market. Here at the peak was the what was that number? Around here, around 9:30. Right in the beginning, it was gapping up huge from Friday, about 1.41%, and then out of nowhere, boom, big red sell signal, and then continue sell signal. This was a reversal of about almost 2.5%. And here's what's significant about this today, this selling today, is that we've been trading sideways for a month here. And by Friday last week, it was very bullish, closed near the highs, and looks like we're breaking above the trading channel. And once we broke above it, intraday, we reversed. We almost broke above. Actually, we did a little bit, at least on the SPX. We broke above and then reversed. We're right back in the trading range. And this to me is bearish. And you can see how big this candle is compared to the previous candles. Doesn't mean that we can't have a green day tomorrow or pattern gets reversed back up and we continue the uptrend. We are still in an uptrend, right? But odds are favor another down day tomorrow or some follow through. If there's another follow through that's just as strong, I think we most likely would test these support once again. How we tested here, it's how we tested it here. Probably gonna test it one more time, and if we break that, then that's gonna be big trouble for the stock market. Probably come down to here about 8% lower. Some of these consolidation zones from months ago, we're probably gonna get there. Looking at QQQ, same story. One thing that's very notable about QQQ, you see how the volume bar is a lot bigger than the past trading day. That's when it comes to going, if the market is going to correct significantly, not just your 1-2 day corrections, you're going to need big volume to come in. See, you see back here when we drop from here all the way down to here, back up, and then all the way down to March lows, you see the volume picks up, and it has to be big volume coming in. And so this volume bar here is close to this volume bar here. And another thing about this is that this is a technical bullish engulfing. You see how it's a big red candle eating up this body of the candle, this body candle, almost intraday. Well, intraday covered this candle. We'll close right above it. We take a look at the hourly. Take a look at the hourly. It has clearly broken the current uptrend. You see how we're below the 1 hour 2 moving average right now, but we are oversold for the day, so we're gonna and here we are expecting a little bounce here. How far we bounce? Probably to these levels here. I would do maybe like a little trend line here, probably bounce to here, and then we're going to see some continuation down to the red line. Looking at Dow Jones, same story. Remember how we followed it quite closely. Every time it poked up above the red line, the 200 day, it came back down, came back down, came back down. I thought this was it. We're going to go higher. Nope, came back down. And then today was, again, a big, huge intraday gap up. And we did not have follow through, right? We couldn't even close the gap like the other two indices. We came back down, upside down hammer. Looks like we're going to have follow through. And if we do, we're going to test the orange line, the 50-day moving average, which is about 2.8% away. 2.8% away. If we break that, we're probably going to test this right there. Looking at IWM. IWM, small caps, sideways trading range. No fake outs, not even close to the red line here. Not much we can say here, but sideways, if it breaks that low, then it confirms that we have a downtrend, and we're probably going to test this level first, and then if that breaks, we probably come close to this gap here. Sorry about that. There you go. So that's about 10% drop from that position there. You take a look at the VIX, you see how we mentioned that we have two hammer candles, a couple videos back, and one is some follow through. We had a follow through the next day, but then the next day after, nope. And then we have an indecision, and then we have a bearish engulfing, and then it looks like the bearish case was over. And if we broke in the 200-day moving average the very next day, which is Monday, then we are definitely resuming the uptrend. But today we have a big green reversal candle overtaking the previous Friday's trading range, and that's on top of that, trading above and closing above the green line and the orange line, and those are the 20-day and the 50-day. So target for VIX will be, the first target will be right there, that peak right there at 50%, and then the that peak right there at 38% away. Anywhere further than that, then we're testing this minor top, and then if we go anywhere around these areas, we're talking about big sell-off. So not sure it's going to happen or not, but those are the possibilities for the VIX and the rest of the market. Let's take a look at the sectors. The sectors, similar pattern here. Look at biotech. Biotech, I noticed that biotech had a divergent high. See here the lower peak, and then we made a higher high, and then now we have the sell-off. But we're coming at it support. So if you're not in short right now for biotech, we probably will get a bounce once we hit that green line there. I looked at the some of the biotech leaders. They are definitely, some of them are definitely bullish today. So looking at XLV, that's a clear reversal candle right there. That's the healthcare. Another big one, like we mentioned, I think we mentioned this last video. XLF, financial sector. Sorry, I like to draw these precisely. So XLF was the lagging sector of the entire market, one of the lagging ones, and so we were dancing on this trend line going nowhere, and then finally poked its head out, although not very strong, came back down, and then I thought we were going to break down. Nope, we reversed it, and then on Friday. And today we didn't get much follow through. It's still positive, but not very much. Keep in mind that a lot of bank stocks are earnings are coming out this week, and so this can go either way. Up or down. It's really a coin toss, and we're going to take a look at that. XLK, the biggest sector to most important sector, the biggest one, bearish engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, and this is a sell signal, kind of like this here, but no follow through. But notice how we still have a little more room to get to the green line before we hit support, and if we do break support and close below it, the orange line will be the next target here, which is about 4% from the green line there. And we haven't touched this orange line for a long time here. So this could be the a good target to go after if you're short. And also notice how let's look at the volume here. Not too drastically important. I mean, nothing really stands out here, unlike QQQ. So nothing to report there. Looking at JP Morgan. JP Morgan, again, part of the XLF ETF. Big green bullish candle on Friday, came up here, have some follow through, but close negative. But it did close positive and above the two moving averages, right? And so if we have another down day tomorrow, I'm assuming that we will. And if JP Morgan is going to have a good earnings report coming out, this could be a one to sell off to wash out the weekends and then put in a big green bar. And that's on the 14th, JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs on the 15th coming up very soon. Same thing. I think the same setups coming up right now is indecision. We'll probably get a red candle tomorrow. And if you're bullish on Goldman Sachs earnings, that'll be a good opportunity to get in once we go down. Morgan Stanley, same story. It's the 16th. Citibank, much closer to the 14th. Bank of America, the 16th. Wells Fargo, the 14th. So you see, a lot of banks could go either way, XLF, and so definitely keep track on these bank stocks. If they all go down, then it's very likely the market will continue to the downside. Lastly, let's look at the um, FANG stocks. Apple, big reversal candle here. You see how we don't see these type of candles until here. Like this one was the big one here, but that was in July 31st last year. So this is worrisome if you're a long Apple, right? And we haven't tested this green line for a long time, and that's about 4.5% away. Yeah, never touched it, right? And we also have divergence here, right? Higher high, lower high, lower high, and we have higher highs. That's the divergence looking to be played out. Amazon, another big sell signal here, engulfing the previous day, 2 days of trading. Netflix, big reversal candle here. Earnings are coming up though, so maybe another down day tomorrow. And then if you're bullish on the earnings, a great time to get in before another big pop. Facebook, bullish, bearish engulfing here. Diverging negatively, see how we have these lower highs, lower high, and then we have higher high, right? But this one, see higher highs, and this is why I like to draw my trend lines perfectly with matching the exact tops, because you can see how we have after drawing that at the top, we have a rejection right there. Prices couldn't break it, and then we tried to break above it again today, couldn't break above it, and then we reversed here. So outlook bearish, and we already tested the green line quite often in the past trading days, and then the orange line once about 2 weeks ago. So if we hit the 50-day moving average again, we probably only get like a small bounce, maybe an intraday bounce, and then I think the next target will be very far away at about 12% away. And also notice how there's a gap here. So that right there, right about there. So it lines up pretty well. So keep that on your charts if you're looking at Facebook. Google, same story as Facebook, just drawn a little differently with the prices. Microsoft, big one here, already looking like it wants to go lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engulfing candles, and then closing near the lows. Tesla, big sell volume here, having touched the trend line and very far away from the green line, right? So going long is really tough. In my opinion, at intraday, it was up around, I think it was around 7, yeah, intraday was up around 16%, and it ended up closing negative 3%. That's a big reversal, and not sure anyone wants to go long anymore at this point, especially when earnings is about that's on July 22nd, right? And that's 9 days away. Nvidia, there's chips, semiconductors, same thing, bearish engulfing. You see, when you go down the list of all the big stocks, you see kind of like a similar pattern. Oh, Boeing. We looked at Boeing when it first had this pop, came back in, and never broke above the 20. You see that? I'll put this support line over here. Got to support one day, green candle. Now coming back down. We break that line, we have support at on the 50, but no trade there. But one of the big stocks in the on DJI. Intel, another big semiconductor, sideways trading range, not interesting until it breaks this, I guess, when prices break here, like right there, break that low, break this line so we can fill in the gap and then challenge these lows. But very whippy, not very conducive to trading, in my opinion, of course. Roku, big reversal, one of my favorite setups right now. You see how it has not made a higher high, unlike the other tech stocks. This one has put in a big red candle before, and then we haven't had a drop. Let's consolidate, drop again. Big candle, sell signal, resting bar, big drop, bounced up. Big sell candle, continuation slightly, and then once it got below the 200-day, and then it just kept going down, right? This could be another one of those. So I'm excited for Roku to make a big move down. Another big one that I like is Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat has been on a roller coaster ride ever since it IPO'd back in May of last year, and it has run up, made this uh, topping pattern, right? This head and shoulder. See this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a little more right shoulder, and then it came down. Put in positive divergence. See how RSI has made higher highs while prices make lower lows, break above the, and then we have the pop right here above the green and orange line. One profit taking day, and we went back up. And now, what are we looking at here? We have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and prices are below, again, the 20 and the 50-day, the green and orange line. Last time that happened, you see what happened here. You saw what happened here. So this probably will head to here if it continues to break down. That's about 16% away. All right, and I was just scrolling my list. Not much have. Most stocks are in the red. Only a few are in the green. Most are. The ones that are green are the casino stocks like Melco, big green candle here. Some of these biotech ones, Novavax, Mirana had a big day today. And some reversal intraday. Anyways, good luck with your trading, and I hope that you do well in the markets and make a lot of money. Happy trading, make money. See you later.